The government has set the first poverty line for Hong Kong. It is set at 50% of the median monthly household income before tax and welfare transfers. The 2012 poverty line for one-person households is set at $3,600 and $7,700 for two-person households, $11,500 to $14,800 for three- to five-person households, and $15,800 for households with 6 people or more. As an analysis tool, the poverty line has its limitations. For example, assets are not taken into account, and this may overstate the number of people living in poverty. Before policy intervention, there were 541,000 poor households, including about 1.3 million people, and the poverty rate was 19.6%. Policy interventions, such as comprehensive Social Security assistance, the old age allowance, and financial assistance for students, can bring down the number of households in poverty to 403,000, about 1 million people, resulting in a poverty rate of 15.2%. Among the poor population, about 300,000 people are aged 65 or above. That means out of every 3 seniors, 1 is categorized as poor. For every 5 children aged under 18, 1 is living below the poverty line, about 200,000 children in all. Among the 400,000 households below the poverty line after taking recurrent cash benefits into account, 102,700 were living on comprehensive Social Security assistance. The remaining 300,300 were non-CSSA households. Those unemployed were only a small portion, while 145,500 households were economically inactive and 143,500 households were working households. The government said this group of people should be given priority.
It is quite obvious to us that the working poor as a category will be a priority area. And they are making up almost over 500,000 of the population. Okay. And these are households who are at the moment not assisted by the Comprehensive Social Security Assistance Scheme. Within these households, we find there's quite a large number of children. So if we are really guided by the philosophy that we should provide as many opportunities as possible for upward social mobility and to tackle this phenomenon of intergenerational poverty, then I would say that the working poor households with children will be one of the priorities.
Mrs. Lam said employment is the best way to tackle poverty. Actions proposed included work incentives, focusing public resources on the working poor, and supporting youth in CSSA families in their studies. The government will also hear opinions from all sectors on poverty alleviation strategies in preparing the 2014 policy address.